through my time dealing with narcissistic individuals or toxic individuals at that, like in friendships and relationships and stuff like that, and even family members, what I've noticed is they become extremely obsessive. They become extremely obsessive over the chosen one, to such high lengths. They can even install hacking software in their phones to track where the movements are, to track where they are, to track their whereabouts. That's one thing you should check out for on your phones, is if you've been around these toxic individuals, because they'll show up in places where you wouldn't expect them to show up in, or sometimes they just sit behind the screen of the computer and will just analyze what you're doing. They become extremely obsessive in all aspects, and it's because pre-awakening, most of us got caught up in these situations pre-awakening. So before we awoken to the fact we're chosen, they felt like they felt like they got the diamond in the dirt, man. They captured the golden nugget. They got us good. They captured us. And this is what actually is happening, because in the spiritual realm, they're sent our way to get us. Yeah, those devils that are controlling them, those entities that are controlling them, however you want to look at it, the negative energy, the negative spirits, whatever you want to look at it, that's controlling these individuals, because they do function from this kind of perspective, of a demonic perspective, as I like to call it. They thought they had us. Yeah, so before these entities were scheming on us from before we'd even encountered these individuals. They'd been watching us and analyzing our movements from before we'd even met them. So these entities will speak to them and prep them before we meet them. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. But yeah, they become extremely obsessive. So as I mentioned, the hacking software that they do, they'll become extremely obsessive in all aspects of, if you're talking to someone else of the same sex, of a different sex, sorry, you're talking to someone else of a different sex, or even in the workplace, if you've got colleagues, they'll get extremely jealous, they'll get extremely possessive. They'll also, very early on, they will like to plaster you all over their social media network. And the reason why they're doing this obsession is because they're trying to show the world who they've got, yeah, for whatever reason that they do it with us. They really want to plaster us all over their social media. Whereas what you probably notice now is, after you've been discarded or stuff like that, or after you've broken up with them, or they've discarded you or something like that, their new source, they didn't plaster them on social media the same way that they done it with you. Like, yours was so immediate, whereas there was a delay with them doing it, because they've actually because once they go into these further relationships, as I've explained in previous videos, these other people don't equate to what we are as chosen ones. So they're less showboaty about it. They don't want to show it off as much. And the only reason why they do show it off is to send it out to other people. Just like in the case that they done with us. They wanted to show us off to all the other people. Whereas when they do it with these new individuals, these new sources of supply, is to show us what they're doing, and other previous sources, that like other victims of narcissistic abuse like us, that they've got on their shelf. You've got to make sure that this is what I'm saying, they can't live with us and they can't live without us, yeah. And even when they're without us, they still look at us like an object, like we're on their shelf, that they think they can go back and pick up any time. Yeah, they think that they can just go back, pick up this object. And that's why, if you've implemented no contact, and you've implemented like real boundaries within yourself to prevent these lot coming back into your life, this is a harsh blow to them. It's a real harsh blow. And because you've got to understand, as chosen ones, I've mentioned in other videos, the reason why the relationship come to a loggerhead is because the universe and God said no more. regardless of what they done to you, the separation was caused by divine intervention. It was caused by divine intervention that took place beyond the demonic control of the narcissist, beyond the narcissists themselves, and beyond us as chosen ones. And this divine intervention took place, and it superseded all of the stuff that was actually playing out in the relationship, and it caused it to come to an end. And that's why some of these things happen in the painful. That's why you'll see them turn into such demonic characters. They'll do so much smear campaign and stuff because they're so obsessed with us. But the universe and God is forcing them to come to an end. They've either got an abrupt awakening to the fact that we're awakening. That's another thing. They've seen something in our eye. We actually did awaken when we was underneath all their obsession and manipulation. We wasn't awake, but during the relationship we woke up, and there was a point that we woke up, and that's when some people call it the super empath or the chosen one, but we starseed, they call it these different names, but we were birthed at that point in it, towards the end of the relationship, and they saw this in themselves. They saw this in us, They saw this in us, and they realized that we'd become something else, that we transformed. They already knew who we were from before we met them, subconsciously through the demonic entities. They already knew who we was, but now they're seeing it with their own eyes, our transformation. And this makes them obsess even more, because they can't be next to us anymore. If we've removed hacking devices that they've installed, or we've cut contact with them, we've implemented some kind of boundaries to stop this abuse happening, they become extremely obsessive, especially post relationship. Yeah, and as we're awakening more, they're becoming more and more toxic, more and more obsessive. And it's only once you truly see this taking shape, we only see certain things on the surface that's happening, because as we're not next to them anymore, we can't really see the everyday ins and outs of their mind. But let me tell you, they're thinking about you, they want you back in their lives, and they will never find another chosen one. I don't think that the universe and God bestows a person two chosen ones in their life. I don't think it's possible. We're very far and few between. We're a small tribe of people. Not a small tribe, but compared to the greater masses of the rest of the universe and the rest of the world, we are a relatively small tribe of people. I don't think that. And the thing is, even if they did get another chosen one in their life, let me say, they're still torn up on their previous chosen one. They won't even be able to recognize that there's another chosen one in their presence. That's what would happen. Even if they was to meet two chosen ones, or if maybe sometime, maybe that's the universe sending another chosen one their way to like finish them off, because they do cause a great deal of pain with us. But what we've got to understand is we didn't allow their obsessions, their manipulations to destroy us. We become something better, and you've got to understand that they are obsessing wherever they are now. They, like, earlier I made a video about the signs that you're healing, and I said that one of the signs that you're healing is that you stop thinking about them with such intrusive thoughts. Yeah, it's less intrusive thoughts of thinking about them. And the thing is, we're actually causing a great deal of pain. All of their pain that they put onto us, whether you want to call it karma, how you want to call it, the laws of the universe, however you want to call it, they put a great deal of pain into us. And we were mirroring this back to them, so we were deflecting this back to them the whole time. But let me tell you, when the separation takes place, they got a harsh, blunt force of reality straight to their heads, and it really drags them down still till now. They suffer with really bad intrusive thoughts, and this is why they're becoming more and more obsessed. Even when they're intimate with other people, they'll think of you. They will as I said to you, they're stalking you, they're stalking your social media, they're checking if you've got a new supply, not a new supply, sorry, a new mate, but they'll look at it as, oh, you know, it's a new supply, and they'll compare the person and stuff like that. So that's why I will say, don't just rush into a relationship straight after you've been dealing with these people. It's a long journey to go on, yeah. And at sometimes it's ups and downs and stuff like that, and you might feel lonely from time to time. But I'll say it's best holding out till you unite with a chosen one. It's best waiting to find that ideal person than just settling with anybody, because we've already been shown what these obsessive, toxic individuals can do. So it's best that we wait for something like us, yeah, someone else that's chosen, or someone else that's highly empathetic, or stuff like that. But anyway, I'll leave the video there. Thanks for watching. Please press the like and the subscribe button, and I'll catch you all soon. Peace.